Small sample sizes continue to make the market harder to predict. I'm Tony with Clarkson Santoro, and this is our real estate update for the week of Friday, August 21st. We know that selling or buying a home can be very stressful and confusing. That's why we do these weekly videos, so you can know how the market is impacting your options as a home seller or buyer. And like always, we like to start by looking at how the market did this week. There are 78 homes on the market now, 4 more than last week, and the average asking price is roughly the same, $1,883,000, 10,000 more than last week. Only 3 homes went pending, a noticeable drop-off from last week's 12, but the average asking price for those pending sales was relatively close, $30,000 difference at $1,794,000 this week. And roughly the same number closed this week compared to last, 12 versus 13. I don't know why my graph makes it look like it's such a big difference. But the average closing price jumped up significantly, which is nice to see. It looks like some of our more expensive homes are starting to get a little bit more buyer traction. Average closing price on those 12 homes was just under $2 million. So, now that we know how the market performed over the past week, we like to look at indicators and trends that help us determine where the market might be heading. Before we do look at those trends, if you find this information helpful, you can hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on future updates. And while you're down there, why not hit the share button also and send it to a friend? Everyone deserves to be in the know about their local real estate market. Okay. Like I said, let's look at those broader trends and indicators that help us determine where, or see if we can determine at least where the market might be heading. Inventory increased again this week, like I already said. We're almost at 80 homes active on the market, which is double what we would consider a neutral market. We had some encouraging market movement last week when it dipped down with 12 new pending sales. But that new pending number obviously decreased significantly this week. This tends to be the time of year when the market starts to slow down, so having a slower week of pending sales isn't too surprising. I would expect to start seeing fewer homes entering the market, which should start driving the inventory levels down, which would be helpful for this next indicator, which is the turnover rate. With the reduction in the number of new pending sales this week, our encouraging turnover trend line of the past few weeks hit a setback. We had been sitting roughly at just under 50% for the past few weeks, which is already slow, but is on the faster side for this year. It could get back to 50% if we see the normal slowdown of new listings, but we won't get back to a truly sustainable turnover rate until we can maintain several weeks of double-digit pending sales. Hopefully that can happen sooner than later. Our over-under number had jumped back into the over range last week, and now it has fallen back to the under. Both the over and the under numbers have stayed well within that plus or minus 1% range, so neither side seems to indicate a strong market lean in the buyer's or seller's favor. It's just kind of a bummer to see. We had started seeing over, now we're back to under. But that's how this market has been going. While the over-under numbers took a steep step back, not a steep back, just a small step back this week, the average sales price improved significantly. Our 30-day rolling average on the closing price is back above 1.7. That is lower than our 30-day average was at the same time last year, which indicates that the higher priced homes are still struggling to gain traction this year compared to last, but the increase is a positive sign. It indicates that there was more movement on the higher side of the market in the past month, which, like I've mentioned, it's been kind of dragging lately. The triple Q stepped back a little this week also, closing at about 1.5% below last week's number. It wasn't a significant amount of negative movement, and the fund is still performing well on the year. However, any backwards movement in the stock market can cause our buyer demographic to pause on making big purchases, because it is just one more thing to think about in an already congested economic concern year, if that makes sense. Kind of made up that phrase just now. But the biggest thing to they think about is still the high interest rates, and they didn't really move much. They did drop 2 basis points, but they remain well above 6.5%. Our housing market will continue to struggle to gain any real momentum while the rates stay up in this high 6.5 and plus range. So, the focus point for me this week was the fact that the trends have been more consistent this year compared to last year, and they have all been softer market trends. None of the news is devastating for the market, and if you drive around your neighborhood, you might see that one house that's been sitting on the market for several months, only to turn the corner and see the house that just came onto the market already has a pending sign on it. The sample size all year has been too small to really pick out any serious trends from week to week. The only constant, I think, I can hang my hat on is that your home will still sell if it has a wow factor to it. It doesn't matter the price range necessarily, it just needs to wow buyers, either with how nice it is, a perfect location, or how aggressively it is priced if it doesn't have those other 2. If the house doesn't have one of those main factors to capture buyers' attention, you should be prepared to fight an uphill battle to sell your home. Thank you for joining me for this weekly update. I hope it helps you understand how our market is impacting your options. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on future updates and can see how the market continues to shape up as we head into the fall. And if you have any questions about how you can navigate the stressful, confusing process of buying or selling, please reach out to us directly or leave a comment down below. We're here to help guide you every step of the way. Have a safe weekend, and I'll see you next week with a new update.